And you said it's pure
Yes.
to co-create and to
Yes.
sit here and just have a conversation with whatever comes, heart to heart in relationship. You said pure, and I felt your pureness. I felt, yes, you're being here. You're flowing with me, with whatever comes, trusting, and being open-hearted, which I love, and I'm able to sense you, like you were saying, no? At the end, we are here. You are in the US, in near Connecticut. You said no, or you said
Well, from there it's close.
Somewhere there.
But this is it's the beauty of it. I love that. I chuckle a little bit. It's endearing to think of Connecticut. I live in Connecticut, when from this relative space, Connecticut is way over there on the East Coast. So that's a beautiful thing to ponder. So how close or far apart are we ever?
Never far.
Let's be relative to the next galaxy. Then we live in the same house.
Yes.
In that sense, right? So
yes.
Cleveland, Ohio is
Cleveland.
In the earthly human way. So we come up with symbols and maps to make sense of all this stuff. We think we've got it figured out. And okay, you're in Barcelona, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. And it seems, like you were saying, it seems like you said, now if I see it from the universe, but not because of relativity, but because Zoom allows us to be here, to sit here and be together as in the same room. No matter where you are physically, it doesn't matter when you are connected.
I wonder, I have a friend named Mac. And we've been marveling over this dynamic you're describing, the irony, maybe, of our potential in some ways for greater intimacy, absent the proximity physically. The fact that we can be connected in this space. This is the first time we've met.
Yes.
It's been 3 minutes.
Yes.
And we're talking about life and love and connection in no time flat. Isn't that rather interesting to notice?
It's nice to be in it.
Yeah.
It's very nice to be in.
Do you think, may I ask you a question? What isn't pure?
I think everything is pure. We are all one and the same. We are all pure. We are all love. It's just for us to open up and share it and express it, but we are all pure.
Yeah. Maybe everything is pure exactly as it is. Just got me thinking about the word, even though maybe I uttered it first. You illuminated it, brought it into my conscious awareness.
Pure is, for me, is, we all are pure, but for me it's this, we are pure in not letting our mind block us. Now, you and me, that we didn't know each other before, and we are having this conversation, we are co-creating, and we are here, and the mind is here with us, but with the heart, not the other way around. So pureness is really letting flow whatever has to flow that comes from the heart, and which is pure, and not blocking it out with what has to be has to be, no? That not necessarily has to be, but what we're told that it has to be.
Mm-hmm. Has to be, should, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very popular word.
Mm.
You know, there's something brewing in my heart right now that I struggle with. I'll use the word struggle. And I know, no, sometimes when we put things out, it's our reality, it's our truth. So if we struggle or suffer, it's not something that does it to us. So we have a friend, Arnaud, in common. Yes, I think that's why we might know each other, or do we?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I think.
We have, I'm sure.
And I'm thinking about him right now and his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my stumble fumble is I'm reacting to recent news here in the States. So bad, quote unquote, however we judge good and bad things happen all over. Things are happening in the Middle East, things happen in Ukraine. Many other places we don't choose to highlight. And whatever breaking news is the headline is what maybe we pay attention to. So a man last night, right before going to bed, there's a lesson, maybe watch how much news we watch and when we watch it. One single human takes a firearm and they're not sure how many people have been killed, 20, 50 or 60 injured. One man in minutes, not even minutes. And I hesitate bringing that into the universe, bringing that up and verbalizing it through sound waves through this particular mouth. And it comes up, and I was defensive about it because we were with Arnaud, a small group, and I sensed the energy, that recoil. Oh, Craig, my tape, my story. Oh, Craig's bringing this negative thing into the space. That's not what we're here to do. Again, that's my narrative. And Arnaud said something very powerful. He said, just notice it, Craig. This keeps coming up for you. There must be a reason. That was empowering because the defensiveness went away. I didn't feel the need to explain it. He invited, he was open, and even a negative thing that made me sad became purposeful in that awareness. And I'm here with you. Somehow the universe, sure enough, I'm not saying the universe killed these people. I'm just saying the timing of this awareness that went into my in-between overnight to now with you is present. And if I didn't share that with you when we're talking heart to heart, it would be inauthentic. So that's my heart right now. I don't know how to reconcile purity and truth and heart and love with such things happening. That's it. I just wanted to share that. It's not a question, nor is there an answer, I think. Just an awareness.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Yeah. Our not your mind, the mind of anyone, no, doing those things. We don't know where they are. No? At the end, there's a lot of compassion also for them. We don't know where they are, what they are seeing, or what has happened to them, or what they've been told, and how much they're not inside themselves. They haven't discovered their purity. They haven't seen their love. So many times when this happens, it's not them. No, it's their mind. It's something triggered them to do that. No, they don't even know what they're doing.
That's an interesting distinction. Yeah, maybe it, not only might we not know what we're doing, we may not know certainly the why, because the cause and effect and the time horizon, just like our being in the same, whether we're in the same household or just happen to be on the same planet relatively, that could be rather subjective. Same with time. I was sharing with friends yesterday, might have been the day before. It's persisted. There's a musician named Michael Hedges, guitarist. I play guitar, and later in life, and reacquainted me with guitar, listening to it by playing it. And just noticed a blank. Isn't that funny how things capture our attention? I wonder if that was my messaging. It might have been. I'm gonna just for your listeners. This is very exciting. A man in Cleveland shutting down tabs in a web browser so LinkedIn doesn't go blink blank. Isn't that exciting? So there's this musician, Michael Hedges, and I learned of him in a in-between space when I was in college a long time ago. And a friend had this Michael Hedges CD back when we had CDs, and if you played them on repeat, they would just go over and over and over and over. And I would sleep on his couch after a night out with him, and I never heard this music before, and it played over and over and over, and it entered my consciousness in a way that 50 years later, now I'm recognizing. Oh, okay, 40 years. Yeah, I'm gonna age myself too much. 40 years later. And I've loved Michael Hedges. I started listening to him, and then in the 90s, he tragically accidentally drove off a cliff. And this life, this music, just beauty, over in a crash, 120 feet down. But what amazes me is how his physical body's gone, but his music is very much alive. And I found a video of him from the 70s when he was a kid. Early 70s, probably, long ago. This was 50 years ago. So when he was a kid, he would play in front of concert halls where other people would play. People would pay to see the other humans. But he'd be along the way with his guitar playing while people just walk by. Don't even notice him.
Yeah.
And somehow this video exists. It's grainy, it's black and white. You can kind of hear. And here's this kid playing the guitar. People paying no attention, walking past. Ultimately, he was Michael Hedges then too, but he became this amazing Michael Hedges. And he was playing a song called Guinevere, which was written by, I believe, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young long ago. Anyway, he was playing that song. And for the last 2 days, from the moment I wake up and through the day, that song, that version, his version from 50 years ago, in a moment in time, 2 minutes, 120 seconds, playing over and over in my mind. 50 years later, some guy in Connecticut. That to me is pure magic.
Yes, that's positively.
Right? So what is time? Was that happening now, or was that happening then? Wherever that was in California somewhere 50 years ago, it was happening. And it's happening right now.
Yeah.
So time, space.
Yeah.
We think we know what it is. I don't think we do.
No, we don't. We don't know what it is. It's the living in every moment in the now at the end. No. Also, with what you're saying, no, it's really you're reliving what you lived or he lived then now. Vividly.
Love that. We often talk about in the now, but I think judging here. Well, I'm owning that when I think of the now, quite often I will think in tense. I had the gift of interviewing a fellow who wrote a book. He spent 10 years of his life studying time. Science cognition of it, what tense is, perception of tense, forward tense, is, he argues, an illusion. That's something we developed. Young kids don't have a perception for past, present, future. But by the time we're an unannounced name, meaning my age, unannounced age, I meant, by the time we're whatever age, we're so sure we know what past, present, future is. So when we think of now, we think in this 7-second time span. This fellow named Alan Burdick, who wrote the book Burdick, he said scientists have said that it takes a while for all your senses to assemble a moment. And that can take anywhere from like a couple seconds to 7 seconds, some of it sub-second. But, on or about 7 seconds, if my memory serves, is now. And then once that's done, it's over. But what you just caused me to realize is the now moment, being in the now moment, includes Michael Hedges from 1970, whatever.
Yes, because I don't know what we do here, but it's it's projecting ourselves back or projecting it forward to where we are now. And we are reliving it with the senses. It's like when it was there, from here. Plus, when you are very into it, when you are here in this now, in these 7 seconds, and you are sensing it, hearing it, and you are there again.
Do you think we can, now I'm going practical and thinking head, not so much heart at the moment, I'm recognizing that. Do you think we can influence that? Meaning consciously transport through time or space in some way?
I do believe that. Yes. But when I was a child, I remember imagining myself where I was, but having different things happening just around me in other dimensions. I remember saying, okay, I'm here. Okay, perfect. But there might someone else be here also, overlapping with me, with what's happening now with me in other realities. And I guess
do you think you and I are do you think you and I, sorry to interrupt, do you think you and I are together right now in some other reality, or are you in Spain and am I in Ohio?
I think you and me, we are now open-hearted now where we are. I think Barcelona and Cleveland.
Cleveland, Connecticut, everybody. It's Cleveland, Connecticut. Just messing with you.
Yeah.
Okay, you just helped me with something on a lighter note. So I've heard the debate, Barcelona. What's the and so you're from?
I'm from the world.
You're from the world.
I'm living in Barcelona.
But you say Barcelona with Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Is it? Or do you say typically the
Here they
TH
say
sound?
Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
Barcelona. But I grew up many years in Venezuela, so I have a different accent, a Spanish accent. I have a mixture.
Yes. Okay. That helps.
But I'm a father Swiss, mother Cuban, born in Venezuela. I wasn't even 1 year old. We moved to Italy. My first language is Italian until I was 7. Then Switzerland. Then Venezuela German school, university, and I then started to work in Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela. I worked at United Nations, New York, for the headquarters were Geneva, Copenhagen, and New York. And then I decided to redo my life, start over, love myself, and I came to Barcelona. I followed my intuition. And I came to Barcelona.
That qualifies. Just for the record, when you said that, I accepted it at face value, but now there's the credentials for sure. Wow, that is a
I don't
human of a.
feel from a specific place. I'm a mix. I feel from the earth. I'm global.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Mm.
Intuition. You triggered my awareness with the word intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I don't know if I'm asking a question or making a statement. Just all I'm doing is noticing. Intuition stuck, didn't fly by.
I think I was I had decided I didn't know myself, so I decided to love myself before anyone else, and to leave everything behind and go to Barcelona. And Barcelona, for me, it wasn't, I'd never been in Barcelona. I think before I was 1 week for work, but I didn't see nothing of Barcelona. And so I just went through it. And after 2 months, I was in Barcelona in an apartment I had found and everything. No furniture, nothing. A dog that I bought at that time. And I went,
Did I hear a little? Did I hear a little dog there
I
a minute
heard,
ago?
yes, but
Okay.
it's not the same one. It's not the same dog.
Okay.
But
Right.
and I said, what am I doing here? No, 2 months ago, I was married. I had houses. I have, and I'm here. And I wrote down, and there were 20 casualties because why I was there. And I said to myself, okay, I understand. I have to be here, and I'll go through that now. And so I saw that we have wisdom. We have our inner voice, and our inner voice, many times we don't listen to, but if we listen to it, it brings us many gifts, you know, and it grows us, and we learn so much from it. So I learned to listen to intuition, to the insights.
So often we were talking about flow before the record button, and flowing is allowing, in my opinion, increasingly as life's journey continues, and for however long it does. In this context, I'm learning about allowing things to arrive and receive them. You don't go get them, reel them in with a fishing pole. they just show up.
Yes.
And we pay attention and notice, or we don't. It's kind of as simple as that.
Yeah.
So I suspect I answered my own question just a second ago here. I was about to ask, is there anything we do to better receive or listen, I guess? I'll still ask it. I'd be interested in your thoughts or your feeling around, whether we can do things to be more allowing and receiving and listening, trusting of that inner voice.
Yes. I think it has to do with really learning or unlearning to be who we are and create what we love, and to be in the now, in the present moment, not necessarily knowing what's going to happen next or next week. Or I really am. I love not to know. I love to be surprised, to get insights and then respond upon them. I really, in my case, I know we for me, the power of being, when I talk about the power of being, is really this freedom to be who you are and create what you love, that everyone has. And the power of being, in reality, is letting our higher self go through us, flow through us, by being in now, by being here, through the heart. No? So I know I will do something with that. Okay, I know I'm here to service something greater than myself. Okay. What? I still don't know. And how? Less, because I believe the how comes through the beingness. No? As I am and I respond, I will look back and say, okay, I know now the how. But now I'm here and I'm responding to insights. And it will come, whatever I will have to do or have not, but whatever I came to do and to serve. But it's by being here in everything I do. Also at work, I work at IT, and with IT, it's different ambience and everything. But I'm still being who I am and creating what I love with my team, with everything, and I'm in the now. So I'm when I get insights, I just do them, and I think it's important for us in everything we do to really observe what comes in, our thoughts, what we're feeling, how we are responding, how we are impacting, what is outside is impacting us, why I am being triggered, all those things every moment in time, because that's being in the moment, that's being there, that's also listening to others, sharing with others, and it's all done through the heart, not from the inside out, and not from the outside in.
I suspect that there's only so much time, however we define that, in our conversation here, but I do have a question or two. Does time permit?
Yes.
Okay.
We're okay.
Thank you. One is, I'll categorize and judge. It's up in the head again. Practicality, thought question. But there's a tether to the heart, because I care about, there are certainly humans I have in my heart and in my mind right now. My yearning for them, and I guess it doesn't matter, what they want is what they want, and that's their truth, not mine. I hope for them to reach this place more. And that's a judgment, suggesting that as if I know they don't. I don't know that. So I'm aware of that judgment, assumption. But I know some humans that are very practical.
Rational. No?
Rational.
Yes.
It's cool. You live in IT. I grew up in IT as well. We have that in common. So I understand. Yeah, the coding, although the coding does happen by itself now, that's a whole nother topic. But
yes.
But things usually take a plan. There's a project plan with contingent tasks and milestones, and metrics, KPIs. I get it. There's a lot of that's real, I think. And when in that mode, the notion of just follow it, don't need to know, don't plan, the leap seems to be too big. Do you have thoughts, ideas, approaches where you help at least open the door for that intuition to arrive in others, or does one not worry about that? It's they're on their own journey and their own timing.
Yes. One thing is, I believe that even if you're creating plans for the projects, and everything, when you are creating plans, you do it mindfully in the moment you create. Always do anything in the moment. So, and the other part, I think there are many rational people, but I think that, and it's for them to get there, to get into their hearts in their time. But it's for us to live as the example of what we want to see in the world, of who we are and what we talk. So when you are with someone that is very rational, and you are in the heart, and you are vibrating differently, you are there, you're listening, you are impacting that somehow. And you're planting a seed. And as you're planting a seed, someday, because they already have experience being with you, even if they didn't rationalize or get acquainted of what's happening, but they have felt something. And it changes. It changes people by themselves through time, with the time that they need. But I think it's for us because I love to be like that, and I've learned to be like that everywhere. I'm still not every time here in the now, but it's my intention, no, to really. I'm practicing. I'm exploring, experiencing, and practicing every time I can.
Thank you. My second question was going to be, why do you think we're here, the two of us right now? But I think I know the answer. And interestingly, the answer in the second question is the answer to the first.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At least for me.
Very nice. I'm very happy. And we
Me
are
too.
here, and we are here because it's meant to be, and because I think that these conversations nurture us, you and me, and whoever is listening, and they have an impact over us, and because we are experiencing it now and here. And when you experience here and now, experience yourself here and now, you carry it forever. So we go back to what you were saying before, the time. Time doesn't matter. This will be with us in the future.
Beautiful. I was noticing your energy, your words for sure. Mostly I was noticing your eyes. I did before. I especially did in the last few moments. And I also, my ears perked up for some reason, and just then noticed your bracelet sound. It sounds like you have a bracelet somewhere.
Yes,
What did I hear?
maybe
That
yeah,
would make
the watch against
the
the
watch,
table,
really? Okay.
or the bracelet
Right.
against it.
Something vibrated.
I
And
vibrated? No.
yeah, I heard it like a dang, almost a metallic sound. And so I was self-conscious about, I wear these quite often, and
Yeah,
I put
you
them
put
over
them
here on my other wrist because they don't bump as much as with my right hand. And it does that quite often on the desk. And so I was wondering if you had a similar thing there, and I was just sort of
No.
present. Okay. So maybe I was just hearing things. I was hearing
That's
things.
nice. We have different dimensions around us.
This was delightful.
And the same. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank
From the
you.
bottom of the heart. Thank you.